Boom, boom. This is Kendra. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I got a little bit of Azur Lane up today, so let's go ahead and take a look at things. So we still got in the event, however, we do have some information on Phase 2 to announce. So you want to continue using the ships that are in the first phase. They will have the 20% mark on them. So we've got Sovietskaya, Rose, Queen Elizabeth, Eldridge, and the other one is Kagi, which I don't have yet. I am still working on her, but I'm, as I've said previously, I've run it hundreds and hundreds of times, and I can only get Kaga. I've got Kaga like 10 times. So, still have not got her, but I've just been running 3-4 the last couple of days, and I got 2 more Kagas. So, it is what it is. So, maybe I'll not destined to have her, whatever. I'll keep working at it. One of these days, maybe we'll actually get lucky and get her. As I've shown previously, I have every ship from that thing except for her. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new ship. If you go to their Twitter feed, you'll see this is going to be the new ship that will be launched in the Phase 2 of the Call to Arms Ironblood. So we've got SMS Emden. Okay, basically light cruiser. SR. I was looking at her stat line here. It doesn't. This does not look all that promising. I would expect the torpedo to be slightly more powerful because she is a torpedo ship. She was armed, I think she had 10. I think she was armed with something like 10s. Most of the standard ships, their torpedo ships from the Imperial German Navy had 10 tubes in them, so she should have had 10. So I would expect that to be a little bit higher. B seems to be quite low. I mean, I would expect at least an A stat on that, but yeah, there's nothing, no A stats on anything. Not exactly sure. For an SR ship, you would think that they would have given a little bit more. Anyway, so SMS Emden, Imperial German Navy ship, of course. Emden here, just racking. Yeah, she was sunk sunk when she was attacking the Cocos Islands, I believe. Yeah, I think in Australia, if I remember correctly, an Australian cruiser sank her. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. She attacked British troops on the Cocos as they were offloading, and she got sunk by an Australian cruiser. I think it was the Sydney, but don't hold me to that. And I think that was something like 1914. You can probably just wiki SMS Emden. You can probably find the information. Let's do that right now. No, let's skip that. I don't have time to look up the information. Yeah, so she was sunk. So this is a real ship, not a paper ship. Real ship. So it's got a very interesting design. I really like the design. I mean, having 2 is exceedingly white side, black side. So that's pretty interesting in terms of design. With this design, they should have definitely had a better stat line for this, simply because of the fact that this design is mostly unique. I don't think there's any other 2-girl Torwaifu design ships out there. I don't think there are any others. I think this is the first. So it's definitely going to have some people who really want to use this ship. But with this graph right here, I'm not sure. Hopefully, we'll get a good skill set. I mean, this is just a generic a graphical representation of the stat line. But some SR ships at least have 1A. Well, that's not entirely accurate. Priority ships, of course, have A's and S's, but I would think that being a SR light cruiser, they'd give her a little bit more in terms of stuff. It doesn't look like she's really bad. She's got decent shelling, decent torpedo, decent evasion. Definitely not going to have any air power, of course, because she's a cruiser. Hit point C, anti-air C. So Yeah, I would expect the Statline to be slightly better because this is going to be an exceedingly popular ship with a lot of people, simply because of the design, which is excellent design. But it is what it is when you come to look at it. So, hopefully they'll we'll get a really good skill set uh, that matches the graphical design because I don't think they've given us a skill set as of yet. No, this was just posted. This was just posted this morning at 8:07. So this was just posted about an hour ago. I'm not going to show these because those are NSFW. But yeah, so this is definitely something that a lot of people are going to like. So yeah, go ahead and save the image just so I can use it for my clip there. But yeah, so that's excellent in terms of the graphical design. I like that. Yeah, wish we had some more. Wish we had some more a better stat line than that right there. But we'll deal with what we get. But I do like the design. So hopefully we can make a little bit out of that. So let's see where we're at in terms of everything. So as obvious, this is going to start. Uh, uh, it's got to be running, of course. So we're going to be seeing an ending to it here, 427. So we're going to be. It's a couple of days. We're going to go into phase two, where we'll actually get the sorties and get the actual event, second part of the event. So it's going to be, of course, limit breaking ships, and of course, get them to 70, limit break them, and of course, you want to get the new ship, Emden. I'm sorry, not Eden, Emden, and you want to build her up, of course, too. Simply, whether or not she'll be a ship that you're going to want to focus on for time, doesn't look very good. Considering the design and the look of the ship, I thought that they would give us a little bit more. But those ships understand that Imperial Navy cruise at that time were not strong ships. The ship that she was sunk by was also a cruiser, but from pretty sure it was Australia, and the Sydney, and she quickly devastated her. She actually didn't sink; it forced the captain to run the ship aground, and then so they grounded the ship. They lost quite a few. I think over 100 people died. And then the ship was eventually broken up due to wave action, as what because she was along the because she'd been ran aground by the captain. So but she would have sank most likely if she stayed afloat, stayed in the water much longer because she was severely overpowered. So they're not strong ships. I would have preferred if they would have done this design on a ship a UR ship. That would be an excellent design for a UR ship. But they decided to use it on the Emden. So maybe we'll see in a moment. But I'm pretty sure that's the only two. I'm pretty sure that's the only two waifus based on one ship. Graphically designed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's nothing else in there. There are other games that have just pretty much about every gacha game has at least one or two characters that have some type of two design into them. But Azur Lane had been uh, pretty adverse to that and had not done anything like that. Yeah, and I know there's no commons. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, I don't see any ships in here. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any ships with the same design as Emden. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, so not a paper ship. That's a real ship. So glad that they're bringing her into the fold. Yeah, stat line not looking too good, but we'll see once we get the skill set. Skills can make a difference. It's all right to have stats and cruisers are not great anyway. So you wouldn't generally see an A. Uh, so they're keeping it more realistic because Emden's not going to be a strong ship in real world. She was not a strong ship. and she was sank fairly easy. So the stat line matches in with what she actually was in terms of a real ship. Unfortunately, that design is totally awesome, and I would have really liked that design to be placed on a UR ship, simply because of the fact that that would have been super in terms of utilization. You're going to want to use her a lot because of I'm going to be interesting to see what the chibi is for that when we actually using her inside of the sortie, what she's going to look like inside of the formation. You know how they have the chibi design. So I would be really interested to see how Emden's going to fit into that in terms of everything else. So I'm running 3.4, and I'm just using. This is what I'm using right now. I don't have Elizabeth in or something because Elizabeth is a 125 already, so there's really no need for me to put her in there. She's not going to get any experience. So basically, I'm using a chance to bring up Duca and Aquila because these two ships are in my PvP team. And then I'm running, of course, going to run Summit Sky Warriors, and I'm going to run Eldritch. Of course, I would run Kagi if I had her, but I don't have her. So I just been running 3.4 with this just to bring this in. I really don't need the healing ship. I just have Yuho. I just pretty much standard put Yuho in just about any type of fleet where I'm running, just simply because of the fact that she's excellent when it comes to damage and healing. Definitely her and San Francisco. The three best healers in the game, San Francisco. And of course Perseus, but we don't have Perseus because Perseus has been, she avoided me there, and I did not want to spend too much in terms of gold and cubes because I want to make sure I have enough cubes for the next Euro that comes out. So I did not decide to press with her since I already had some healing gifts. So I've just got these two in here. To just level them up, give it up a little bit quicker on the leveling, and it does speed up leveling a little bit. And then using these two because I want to get them to 125. And I don't want to use data packs at that time because I'm probably going to use my data packs on the next UR ship that comes out. So I want to saving those for that as well. And then I just got Talon in here because she's almost at 120, so I might as well get her up there. So I'm basically using ships that actually get some points from the sorties. And I've just been running 3-4. You definitely want to participate in your blueprints, of course. Odin is one of the ships that I'm still working on Odin. Odin's an excellent ship. She's a PR ship, and she is. If you're looking for something to run with a torpedo build, Odin's a good choice. Where's she at? Right here she is. I've still got some stars to go on her. As you can see, research and development because she's actually. So each time you run a research project, you're going to get a couple of blueprints for her. Okay, so you could use them on getting her up, but she is definitely. If you take a look at her stat line, as you can see, she's A on both firepower and hit points. So definitely a ship that you want to use if you can get your hands on her. She's not a destroyer; she's a battle cruiser, so she's got a little bit more survivability. From that line. However, she's a backline ship, so that's really not that big of a deal at this point. But she's a good ship if you want to get her, and she is a priority ship. I built her some time ago, simply because at the time I was looking to focus on getting my Ironblood fleet up. My Ironblood fleet is stacked out in terms of pure BP. My Ironblood fleet is the best at this point, and that's simply because of the fact that we've got FDG, who's a DR ship, and then we've got Ulrich, who's a UR ship as well. For your backline, so combine that with Bismarck. Prince Heinrich is an excellent tank. And then on front line, you can put Rune or Rune U, whichever one. I use them both. Or in the back line, you can, if you want to substitute, either Ulrich or FDG, you can put Tirpitz back there, or where's Graf Zeppelin right here. If you want to have an aircraft carrier in the back, you can utilize her. So there are some options, but yeah, this is the strongest fleet when it comes straight down to straight BP, and that's just because they have some very high value ships inside of this. So an Ironblood fleet is an excellent fleet uh, to start out with because the ships in it are extremely tanky for your front line, and it has all that you need. Rune and Rune, they both have excellent anti-air. Rune is literally a damage dealer. She's constantly firing. Okay, if she's not shelling, she's constantly with her guns. She just, if you put her in one of your fleets and then just watch her, she just constantly, there's a stream of fire coming from the ship. She never stops. You'll find out that she's MVP on a lot of your farming because she destroys everything because she's constantly firing. So she's an excellent ship, but of course she is a priority ship, so you do have to get her. But you should be focusing on getting her and Monarch. Those should be your first two priority ships. As You should have the fleet points to start on HMS and Ironblood fairly quick. So those are two excellent ships to get started out with, and you'll be able to utilize them almost immediately once you get them. Once you start enhancing them, if you do your research, research just daily, you should be able to not find, not have that much of a problem getting the blueprints. So each time I finish a blueprint right now, it's going to get a Odin because Odin is what they're running from the enhancement right here, the blueprint completion plan. So it's up to 30. So it will be ending 518, which is so not a super rush. Okay. I try to do two a day. I do one in the morning. I'll check it in the evening and start one back up again. And that's pretty much what I do. And as you can see, I've already got 9 from her, and it varies anywhere between 1 to 3, I believe, will be the standard that you'll get. So you should be able to finish her up fairly quick. Once you get 30, you'll no longer get any more for her. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, this is a fairly good ship if you want to build her. All right. So other than that, we've just got Anchorage. She's moving along with her. It takes a little time to get her. It's going to take a little time to get her up. She does not have a fate simulation, so she's ready to go. So right now, it's just basically bringing her up, and I'm going to start using her. She's really powerful. I've got a full set of good stuff on her, so she's ready to go. I've got all the skills done, so she's ready to start using her. And I'll start throwing her in, and then we're going to start using her inside of PvP and see if she really is. She's meta right now. There's a large number of people using her, and she's a tank. There's no doubt about that. She's got high survivability, good torpedo damage, good firepower, good anti-air. As you can see, she's got good stats. But she's a priority ship, so she's going to have that. If you take a look at so firepower and right up there, so this makes her highly survivable on the front line, and the skill set goes in line with everything else that you're talking to. Invasion, torpedoes, and you want to have PvP. Torpedoes are just it because torpedoes are what if you play your cards right and put the meta on the front line that we have right now. Within a few seconds, probably most of the opposing team's front line is going to be gone, just getting annihilated by a barrage of torpedoes, and then it's just a matter of taking out the back line. And that's why it's meta, and that's why most of the high-level teams, if you want to get to Admiral in PvP, that's what you need to run, and you shouldn't have any trouble doing that. But just make sure that you, you want to use Duca simply because if you're not using Veneto and Aquila in your backline, it's really not imperative that you use Duca, but everybody's using Duca simply because she's got an excellent torpedo set. And of course you want to use Shimikaz simply because Shimikaz is the torpedo beast, and she's a UR ship and she has excellent survivability. Right now I'm running Nushiro, but I'm going to be replacing Nushiro with Anchorage. And a lot of people use Nishiro simply because she's a tank and she has a torpedo buff. So she buffs the other two ships with her do good shipgirls, which are torpedo-based ships. So that's why Nushiros are popular, and you should be using Nushiro. Anchorage is, as I've said, a priority ship, so a lot of people are not going to have her yet. So you can use Nushiro in the interim until you can get Anchorage up, and then you'll be replacing Nushiro with Anchorage, because Anchorage is just I consider Anchorage to be an upgraded form of Nishiro, a tank with a torpedo. So she's just a slight upgrade on what Nishiro brings to the team. Is a slight upgrade with her. That's all. So that's why she's slid into the meta and is being primary to use. So we're going to start using her. I'm going to wait until I get her to 105, maybe 110, and then I'll start injecting her into the actual team, and we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm happy with Nishiro. I got her at 125. Not having any trouble whatsoever inside of PvP. So I don't see it the point to enter her in. It'll be a few more weeks, and then I'll probably have her up to 110 by then. And then we'll start utilizing her in terms of that. I stopped running the 1800 oil simply because the fact that my oil is running low, so I'm not running the big one. So just look for commissions that have a wisdom cube, or look for commissions that have the cognitive chips. Okay, they're all going to have oil, they're all going to have coins, and of course they're all going to have the dorm things. But you want to keep this propped up. When I log on this evening, I'll reset it up and have another 4. So I usually do between 8 to 10 of these a day. And that's why I have a bunch of resources and materials to pull from. All right, so yeah, just wanted to let you know. So SMS Emden is the new ship. We'll be going to see her in a few days, and she will be gracing our screen with her presence. Everybody needs to pull for her. So this is why I was holding off on spending a lot on Perseus. I knew there was going to be probably going to be a new ship at the next event. They usually do. If it's a light event, like they didn't have one inside of the Perseus event, but in the new call to arms events that they come out, they usually throw a new ship inside of the event. And I knew they were going to do that, so I wanted to make sure that I had the wisdom cubes to go ahead and spend a little bit. And still, remember, keep in line that you're going to have a UR ship, probably sometime within the next couple of months, that you're going to need to get as well. So, got to be a little bit picky and choosy with what you need. Okay, and simply because of the fact that wisdom cubes don't grow on trees, and you might have to go full pity to get the UR ship. I have not had to yet, but I've come pretty close. Just the little beauty that creases your screen right here was one that took me the closest, which was Shinano. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on it, and you'll get notified each time I drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the video, as it does help the channel immensely. Kendrick coming at you in the corner, signing out.